I don't know Mike One. He seemed to do an amazing job at the LPGA. Unbelievable. He literally got that tour on the way up, and now they're going a bit on their own. But he also said 6,000 golf courses are going to have to be redone if we roll the ball. The guy's, I don't know what he's been on lately, if he's gone back onto gluten or off gluten. But, wow. He doesn't care about strength of field for the US Open. Correct. Their objective is to get the best field possible. Yes, you can't have the 90th guy getting in because he's got to qualify, and that's the open process. But for automatic exemptions, you don't just change them all of a sudden because someone's getting paid by someone you don't like.
All right, welcome back to another episode Straight Down the Middle. We're coming to you live from our new location. Live Forever Golf has moved. Out of the garage. I mean,
what a weird feeling.
An American dream to build that thing in the garage.
I know, 3 years.
Wow. And but here we are doing, what is the 16th episode of
There we were, now here we are.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys have a long way to go. If only I could flip the cameras around.
Oh man,
but it's going to be a thing of art.
Yeah, the walls are bare, but we've got a lot of artwork that we're going to start hanging, and
yeah, it's
kind of fun to see this little period of growth for us. So
showroom, it's going to be sky's the limit. It's cool.
So
good for you guys.
So last time we talked, we were ending Little League. How'd it go for you?
Bakers Bay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
No, I meant Little League. How did it go for you?
Oh, Little League.
Yeah.
You won the first one, lost the second one. But that was, I was texting you guys. They played the best team, and they were end of the third, 1-1. It's pretty good for 8-year-olds. Yeah. Good defense. And then they scored a run to be 2-1 up, top of the fourth.
Yeah.
And then the other team scored like 5 runs, bottom of the fourth, and there's another inning as well, but it was over. But it was fun. It was a shitload of fun for me.
Yeah, I think on the last one I said that we've got this pitching staff that's lights out. Well, we were missing our key starter, and after no-hitting a team the week before, we got blanked, got like 2 men on base, and so I think I might have jumped the gun on this team. But
so once it gets to kid pitch, it's very pitch dependent.
Game. Like the most ever. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's good. I obviously don't know that shit. But that's great to know.
It's a great equalizer to have, a kid that can throw some gas, a good confident starter gets up, and you get, no runs in the first 2 innings. Kids start to panic.
No, you don't want the position players coming into pitch late in the game.
No,
wouldn't be good at 9U or 10U baseball.
No,
it's kind of like the MLB. You bring in the right fielder, Jose Canseco, in to start.
Yadi Molina's out there throwing pitches.
Oh god! So the league that I'm in, or that Liam's in, sometimes I think I'm in it.
You're all up in that league.
No. So like traveling the last, however many years, I'm involved, but I can't really coach because I'm not with the schedule. You're not super dependent being in town. So
you're living your baseball career through Liam, aren't you?
No, not at all. I just know what the fuck's going on, and I'm watching a bunch of clowns run the show. So it's playoffs. This league has a rule where, there's 2 things. The all-star team in this league is divided up amongst 2 teams in the rec league. Okay, so 2 teams have like 5 all-stars each on them. Whatever. My son's team is not one of them, but he has plenty of good players, and we got like 2 or 3. It's a tough scene.
Every
players.
Team's going to have those.
So there's a rule in this league where every player has to touch play in the infield at least once in the game.
1 inning.
Yeah. Yes. We're playing a team with 5 all-stars. We're plenty competitive with them. And they have like 2 or 3 as well on their team, booger eaters. And they don't play them in the infield.
Really?
Yes. And we do. And it's like, wait.
Is it by like a certain inning that they have to get those guys in the field?
No, they just have to. It's part.
You
it's
can
like
just
a rule.
plant them in the last.
Which I think it's a terrible rule, but it's a rule. So if it's gonna be something, anyways, we protested the game. We lost by like three runs. We protested the game. Yeah, absolutely. And we also had an ump. There was a play at second, and the home play. There's only one umpire, and it was a close play. Calls him safe, and then they start going. The shortstop that caught the ball starts going nuts, and the ump walks out and asks our runner if he was safe or not.
Wow.
And this kid wouldn't fucking lie. And he goes, no, I was out. And I'm like, what? No,
No,
like,
that's
lie,
good.
lie.
No
Baseball
way.
is
I love to
built
see it. I love to see it. That's one for
Then he-
humanity.
No, fuck that.
Baseball is
Ah,
built on
bullshit.
lies.
Exactly. You lie in sports. I mean, yes, it's team
Can't in
sports.
golf.
Team
Don't-
sports.
Oh.
You fucking lie.
It's very different. Yeah.
Yes. And this kid, and so the ump walks back, and my buddy and I, we always sit right behind home plate, and we give him crap, like, we know this guy, and we give him crap all the time. It's all in a good,
That kid's going a long way in life.
And I go, I've never seen that before. You asked the kid, he goes, kids are honest. I go, what kind of kids do you have? I was like,
That's the shortstop. Did you get him? I mean,
yeah, right. So then literally every close play the rest of the game, I was like, can we ask if he was safe or not?
Yeah,
And
you
he
can't
said,
do that.
You can't do that.
No, you can't change your call as an umpire.
Anyways, our league, Jacksonville Beach, what is it? Jax Beach baseball. Never emailed any of the parents back. They don't care. Just dad. It's straight up daddy ball there.
Just complaint went right into the ether, and
Yeah. It doesn't
I think
even
you-
matter. Just straight
John,
daddy
John
ball.
Rutherford should be involved.
Who's that?
He's the congressman.
the old sheriff.
You should.
Well, he's our region's person that goes to Washington.
Get him involved.
That's
It was on my citizenship test, so that's how I know that.
So the interesting you brought up the rules in like a team sport versus golf. So you everybody's cheering for the ruling that they want.
Well,
But
you
in
don't
golf,
travel
you-
and
yeah.
go, hey, you know what, ref? I traveled there. You missed it. We're not counting this basket.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That doesn't
All right,
happen.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's no
come
gray
halfway
area.
around.
Actually, I held him here. That was really a holding.
Pick that flag up. Here you go, sir.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. Golf last week. What happened there?
So we had Mexico. Tony Finau went
Yeah.
absolutely nuts and rolled the rock like a champion.
He's becoming an amazing front runner. So he's won 4 times in 12 months. He won Houston. He won Rocket Mortgage. He won Minnesota.
Yeah.
I will say all 3 of those fields.
All 3 fields are very similar.
And Mexico sort of forces.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
but still, winning is about beating yourself.
Yeah.
And especially winning at the front. So I will see. I think the next 3 majors, Tony Finau's going to be somewhere there.
Really,
Ooh,
but I wonder if those courses that he's won at are just built for the type of game that Tony Finau has.
I'm talking about the psychology part. I think he's fully.
Just getting over that hump.
He's over that hump.
Yeah.
A win's a win. It doesn't. It really, if it's not a major's like a different win. But
What's his best finish in a major? I
don't know.
I'm struggling to think
Top
about
5,
it's
probably.
Justin Ray when his stats go
top
up.
5 Tony.
I keep waiting for him to just chunk the shit out of one of his putts.
Yeah.
I mean,
The toe
Toe
up.
up.
that
Isaiah
is.
Oki.
There's nobody else on tour that even comes close to that much.
I feel it's gotten more and more.
It
I
looks
don't think-
it looks like it. I mean,
wasn't that way
I did the
previously.
TV last week, so I got to see a ton of his action. His hands. This is coming from someone who I love my hands low.
Yeah.
They just sit there and it's comfy, and I fight having that toe up a little bit, not a ton.
I could
This
see
guy
that.
embraces it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I could see it with like a heel shafted putter, but he's putting with a
Funny way, Ernie Els putted his best when he had the high hands. Obviously, there's cliches, plenty of ways to skin a cat.
but yeah,
Finau's got it going at the moment.
but if for a big man, he really rolls it
Yeah.
smooth.
Big Mark Abanik on the bag, good man. Cash and checks as well.
yeah, the boy he is.
And speaking of cash and checks, you had Talor Gooch get
2 in a
his
row.
back to back.
So I will.
$8 million.
What is that? I wonder what those purses really are like. Like, is he just like look at his bank account? And
Well, you
boom,
said
just
there's an article
right in
came out
there,
and
or-
said I was surprised. I saw that 47.5% got taken out because Australian withholding is 47.5%.
Ooh,
Yeah, but I was like, if he won in
Aussie.
California, I did the math. If he won in California, he'd pay more.
no way.
So Australia withholding, maybe the agents don't have a clue. Which I'm going to be honest, a lot of them.
It's a lot of
probably
math.
didn't.
A lot of math.
If he filed an ABN number before he went down there, he wouldn't have been taxed 47%. He would have paid at the end of the year, like America, like you don't get taxed straight away. But I think the high income tax bracket, I think in Australia is 42.5. So if he refiles a tax return, he'll get 5% back. So 42.5%, that's about, I think effectively about 7 or 8% less than California. So let's just pump the brakes on that one. But these people, you got to put an article out there, and he paid his tax in front instead of in advance instead of in arrears. But anything for an article.
Way over my head. all that finance
Where
talk.
did you discover all that?
Well, I've had to pay withholding tax and
Oh,
stuff. So
that's
if someone from Australia comes here and you earn $1 million and you aren't set up as a tax resident, you'll only get $700,000. They withhold $300,000 to pay your taxes if you don't file. So in Australia, it's higher than the bracket, the higher income bracket. It's 47.5. But all they got to do, so entertainers, Elton John, right? He doesn't pay 47.5%. He files a tax return in Australia, and he pays 42.5. It's small, but it's just a headline that, if you have half a clue, you're gonna understand. But then everyone's like, "Oh my God, Australia's socialist" and all this fucking shit. I'm like, well, actually, what do you call California? Because you got 37% income tax, then you got 13% state tax. So that's 50. The last time I added up.
Dude, it costs a lot of money to win.
Oh.
It's a good problem to have, but yeah, Talor Gooch is.
What about Mike Wan when he did Talor Gooch?
Yeah, I don't know. They said they didn't do it because of that, but look, at the end of the day, if these majors don't act independent, they're going to have egg on their own face. So say Talor Gooch wins one more time before on the LIV, or he plays well in the PGA. I don't know if he's playing the PGA.
He is.
He is?
He got the invite.
All right, so he's playing the PGA. So say he finishes right outside the number that gets you automatically into the US Open. Say it's like top 8 and he finishes 9th, then he wins another LIV event. Don't you think the US Open is going to look worse if they don't have him in the field?
He said he wasn't even worried about the strength of the field.
Yeah.
I mean,
because I'm not worried about this.
Paraphrasing.
Yes.
I don't know Mike Wan. He seemed to do an amazing job at the LPGA. Unbelievable. He literally got that tour on the way up, and now they're going a bit on their own. But he also said 6,000 golf courses are going to have to be redone if we roll the ball. The guy's, I don't know what he's been on lately, if he's gone back onto gluten or off gluten. But, wow, he's saying he doesn't care about strength of field for the US Open.
Correct. Yeah, and
They'll
so
do
they
That's their objective, is to get the best field possible. Yes, you can't have the 90th guy getting in because he's got to qualify, and that's the open process.
Sure.
But for automatic exemptions, you don't just change them all of a sudden because someone's getting paid by someone you don't like.
Correct. And
it's dumb.
Yeah,
it is dumb.
The PGA was, I guess, the adult in the room and extended the invite to Gooch. And
just do what you've been doing, majors. You don't need to enter the debate. Free market capitalism, which I've said 100 times, is going to work out the tour. The tour's in good shape. LIV's doing their thing.
Well, if USGA is going to make that type of call, the RNA is going to do the exact same thing.
I think the RNA will play it down the middle, I think.
They just seem to go the same way each time with each other.
Yeah.
Phil has taken this, he's been pretty vocal the last few days on Twitter. Going to bat for these guys with the rankings. And he even said, look, I'm not sweating these rankings. I'm in the next, however many majors. This is not about me. It's about, what's right for these guys.
Going to bat for his boys.
Well, I've said it 10 times. I don't know what sort of points LIV should get, but if you win a LIV event, you shouldn't get 0. You can't get 0.
Sure.
Now, if it's, say the guy at Hilton Head gets 60 and the guy that wins Finau, who won Mexico, I don't know. I don't look at it. Maybe he got 25. Now, even if Talor Gooch gets 12, I don't care. 7. You can't get 0.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, well, they knew. Like, it's 48 guys who are very good at golf, and the official world rankings is to rank the best golfers in the world.
But I think what you're trying to get at is that they chose not to meet the criteria that the OWGR. I think I nailed that.
But why do you have to play?
But you need to have a 72-hole event.
Well,
you need to have a cut. You need to have a Monday qualifier.
They have 3-round events all the time.
Who?
Like if there's a rain delay?
That's not all the time.
That's because they got to get out of there.
And they would go to 4 rounds if they have to.
They need to.
Well, then they should.
But then it'll be something else. Oh, you need to have this qualification principle. I think if you win the Asian International Series, you get on. There you go.
I mean, it'd be a tough.
I'm not for LIV or against LIV. I don't. But you can't have talented guys playing and then I'll give them some. Okay, well, why does Tigers event get points? Why does Tigers events? They all get points. You finish dead last.
No cut. Yeah.
There's only 22 guys or something. You finish dead last, you get a point.
How many holes are they playing though?
Hold on. Say on tour, 50 guys get points, and there's 150 in the field. So that's 1/3. So make it less than that. So 1/3 of LIV guys from 48 is 16. Make it the top 12. Only the 12th, the 13th guy doesn't get points.
Mm-hmm.
And make them less points. My problem is you can't have no points. What criteria? So what, you can't rank someone because they're not playing 4 rounds?
Mm-hmm.
When they played 5 rounds in the desert, did they get more points? Because it's like you got to play 5 rounds.
Hey, Amex.
Well, the ladies play less things in tennis.
Uh-huh.
It's a different thing. Or give them 3/4 of a point. I don't care.
I don't have a very strong opinion on it, really. Like I
don't have a strong opinion of how many points. I have a strong opinion of you got to give them some points.
Does it
You
not
do.
look real to you? Is it not legitimate?
it's the 48 every week is what it is to me. It's like 48 guys, like 48. I mean, I know the tour has some small field events. Tigers is that's an outlier. Let's just forget about that. But if we had a Tiger event every week, then it would be an issue.
Yeah,
but
it's silly season.
It's 150 every week. It's 144 guys every week, and that's and the tour. I mean, I know LIV has depth. I know the 48th guy's not trash. I know that. I know.
The tour is now trying to go to 70 guys in no cut.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, that's what are these elevated events that they're trying to cap them, and now they're not guaranteed to do it, but they're going to look like.
Well, they've changed the tour has changed their whole format because of. I mean, we could say it is kind of because of LIV, don't you think?
Purely reactionary.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the official gold rankings change? I'm not saying they should or they shouldn't, but
yeah.
There you go. I just think it's that Talor Gooch is clearly playing very well and should be ranked somewhere on the spectrum of golfers in the world.
An amateur would get rankings and amateur points if he was playing in a 3-round event. I hear what you're saying, that these guys are owed something because of their play. And you diminish your field if you do come out and say something like that from the USGA, that they don't want the strongest field. They don't care. It's a true open. But it's not open to the guys that are getting world ranking
he
points.
He could qualify, though. I would say that.
Yeah. Certainly could. Matty,
they should. Some of these guys should go try and qualify.
Y'all going to try and qualify?
Where are you going?
I'm entered.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Brycey and I both waited till the last day.
And there was nothing
I called
open.
my agent. I go, hey, can you sign me up for the U.S. Open? I got to do so I got to do the locals this year. Ooh. And I go, hey, can you sign me up? Just look for somewhere in Florida and tell me the dates, and I'll see if it works. And he calls me back and he goes, so you can go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, or Rochester for locals. Everything else is filled up.
It's nuts.
So I'm heading up to Rochester this weekend.
Which field do you think is going to be stronger?
I have no, I don't know, dude.
We need to let's check out Data Golf. They'll know. They know everything. They're great.
Rochester. I'll be at Rochester twice, and then I'm going right back up the next week for the PGA.
So yeah, you're going to be right there.
That's right. Watching Talor Gooch take it down.
Oh, it's good that he's in the field. I promise I'm not on either side, but he deserves to be in the field. No, he's playing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought Talor Gooch, I feel like I picked him to win the PGA last year. Tulsa guy.
I had an early pick. I took Cameron Young, just told someone to take Cameron Young.
Told yourself to take him.
Just New York.
In New York, yeah.
It's a big playground. Oak Hill. Oof,
it is.
That's I don't know how much rough they get. It's obviously cold up there. I don't know.
You can spray it up there.
No, typically no. When they've played PGAs there in August, it's like 3 inches. It's 4 inches.
Last time I was there,
Duffner.
I played a practice round with him on Tuesday that week, and I fleeced him. I forget what it was, but I took
$20.
Sure, but he was clearly better. He's
won that
was a world beater.
Before
but he also had like the yips then. That people don't talk about that enough. Jason Duffner won a major with the yips. Like he had the yips. He was sneaking in putts from 1.5 feet, side door, perfect speed, and won a major.
And all the recreation
that is super impressive.
He hit the ball so close that week.
And all the recreational golfers that suffer from anxiety, he made it way worse by just standing over that putt and not pulling the trigger.
I know. You would tense up watching it.
Yeah. And before that, Sean McKeel, that's where he won.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hit it to 2 inches.
Yeah.
Tap in.
One shot lead, thinking par, win, bogey, playoff, and he made birdie.
Is that one of the best walk-offs? And
it was good.
Chad Campbell, is that who he beat? Was it Sean McKeel and Chad Campbell?
Campbell had a couple of close runs. He was in the playoff at the Masters or finished one back?
He was in a playoff. With DeMarco?
Angel
Cabrera?
No, that was Lemon Tees.
Lenny. Could get Lenny on here.
Similar
Shake Cam might have been
situations.
Angel Cabrera,
Yeah,
maybe.
Angel. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
El
my golf
Pato.
history's not that good.
Wonder how he's doing.
Well, he's exempt every year to Augusta. Hasn't,
Yeah, I
hasn't
think-
played there in a few years.
How good would it be if they let him back, but not the LIV guys?
Hey, it's entertaining. I will say that. Like, sometimes I think it's so fucking dumb, all the headlines, but sometimes there are some brilliant people on the internet that do make fun of either side, and it's entertaining. But look, they're all doing their own thing. It's good.
What do you think Angel is up to right now?
I
I mean, I know he's in a
what's
prison
his
somewhere.
role there in the
Right.
clink? Is he like
I bet
doing the
he's
dinners?
playing
He looks like the guy
cards.
that like mans the grill.
He's ripping heaters and playing cards in prison right now. That's my guess.
Having the time of his life, probably.
Probably things are a lot, slowed down a little and
Yeah.
a lot more simple.
Yep.
Who knows?
Anything in the draft? I didn't watch it.
For
Saw
the Jags?
got, or anyone. This is national. This is
We got
global. This podcast.
the Jags took a O lineman because one of our right tackle was getting popped for PEDs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird, weird time. It was a week before the draft we found out. Basically, I wonder if it changed.
Just re-signed
Our-
Cam Robinson to
Right.
a long-term deal.
And then
He gets
boom.
popped, and we lose a starter. You got to plug that in. So
Yep. How are you getting popped for PEDs these days, dude?
it's a good
Like
question.
you either one.
Come on, we go like
No.
look at what we're dealing with.
No, I'm serious. Like these guys they should have the best trainers in the world. Like I mean,
Coming back from an injury, and maybe
and
just,
if you're gonna cheat, you better make sure like you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
Google how to get away with it.
Yes, these aren't like Walgreens drug tests they're giving you. These are these are Olympic ones.
They'll call you, I think, like off the golf course too. If you're in Mexico on a vacation, you get popped. You have to go find a place to test right away. I think they only do that like once or twice a year.
I know every league's different with how they test. I'll never forget Scott. This is the best story ever, Aaron. So I'm telling it. We're far enough
go ahead.
removed.
Yeah.
So Scott was playing many tours, and he was getting ready to go take a job. Okay, so
Had to guaranteed paycheck.
yes. So this is like
I've been there.
this is like 07.
I am there.
This is like 07, 08 ish, I think. And playing mini tours, there's a lot of time to yourself out there, and
I think it's great fun if you don't have a wife and kids.
yeah.
Time of your life.
It was great.
Anyways, we all loved the flower back then,
Mhm.
and Scotty was having a hard.
Speak for yourself.
Scotty was having a hard time,
Kicking it.
Yeah,
Letting it go.
that's right. So he had to be clean for this test for a minute. So he gives it up for a couple weeks, and
A month.
there you
It's
go.
a hard month.
A hard month, which was over. I told him it was overkill, but he only needed a couple weeks. But he took a month. So he takes a month, and he goes in and he does his test, and we all know about it, and he's obviously getting high the second he gets into his fucking car, So I go. I'd just gotten a new number, and I called
The old fake cell phone trick.
and I called him, and I said, this is so and so.
Just got a new number.
This is-
after he walked into T-Mobile and just bought a SIM card for $30.
For the joke.
This is so and so from LabCorp. We need you to come back in. We lost your sample, and I knew he was high as shit when I called him. It was so fucking good.
Oh, that's cruel.
Oh, it was so.
Got me.
Well, I'm on vacation.
Well, you're gonna have to find somebody else to test because
Cruel but beautiful.
No, it was so good. I loved it.
Oh, the mini tours.
Bring back those days.
Fuck. When did you turn pro?
I was 6. I got out of college. Yeah.
That was still going good then. Until
Yeah.
the 08
You
crash.
if you want a Hooters event, it was like mid 35 grand.
I won $35,000 in twice in 4 weeks on the Grey Goose tour in South Florida. Went from having $5 in my bank to $70,000.
wow,
Jeez.
Richest. I felt like I was
you came out on fire, didn't you?
multi-millionaire.
Right out of college.
I peaked way too
This
early.
guy came out on fire right out of the womb. Look at him. Look
I
at
did
him.
not. I peaked in college. Fortunately, the NIL wasn't available then.
That'd have been something else.
I think you're still peaking. This
Not
guy's selling waterfront real estate right now.
Not in golf.
going to Baker's Bay for
That's
member
right.
guests.
Are you allowed back? Are you going to get the invite back?
I was good.
Really?
Yeah. You've seen me way worse. You've seen me hurl up a few times. I didn't throw up. The second day, I was good. I only drank beer. I was like, no liquor, because I was a bit foggy the next day. I couldn't remember too much. So I had a vodka orange juice to take my vitamins.
Yeah.
It's quite ironic.
Start the morning.
And then I just drank beers all day. I think I had, I don't know, I think I
1,000.
definitely reached 20.
Jeez.
But it was good. Light beers,
so-
like Sands Light or something. But it was good. Had a lot of fun. Didn't play great.
Full field. How big?
It was 60 teams to 2. But it was fun. The shootouts, 10 teams.
Were you in
8th,
it?
9th. No, we finished second in our fight.
Did anybody take their shirt off?
Did
A
RB
few
make
guys
the shootout?
that Will Sellers, who played with
Yeah.
good buddies with Justin Thomas, lives in Nashville. I think he used to work for Troubadour or something. And Silas, the guy you know.
Yeah, did RB play?
RB played with Tim Wakefield.
Did they make shootout?
Nah, they played it right, but didn't make the shootout. But
RB had to be topless.
well, after the first round, Tim Wakefield throws like BP for everyone.
Really?
Come on.
I think he threw like 300 pitches.
Are you serious? Was he
the
throwing
next-
knuckleballs or just?
like half, but I think if there was a certain guy, RB or someone was like, "Hey, give him the real stuff." I got a few on video. A couple were completely diff.
What a
Were you
dream.
hitting?
No, I didn't go up.
Oh, come on.
Too talented.
Come on.
But the next day, I was like, "Hey, wake how's your arm?" He's like, "I can't feel it." Like, I hadn't thrown 300 pitches since probably, I guess, the year before when he did it. But
I played with him in a celebrity event when I was like 19, and I had such a man crush on him. I mean, I've been following him
he's
since
an
I was a
ace.
kid, and he was starting to rake with the Red Sox when they were coming into their own. So
they they got on a big run there in the mid 2000s.
I mean,
he's an awesome guy.
So you're going Baker's Bay member guest to Chicago Golf Club next week.
Yeah, tomorrow at the annual. I didn't plan it, but I was a fill-in for Baker's Bay, by the way. Just one of our other buddies had a baby, so
didn't need that caveat.
Yeah.
No, I gotta remain humble. But-
It's all right being Plan B.
And then we have our annual golf trip in Chicago. So yeah, Chicago Golf, Shore Acres, Olympia Fields,
Annual.
board meeting.
Do you know what movie that's from that I just did?
No,
Annual. Come on, man.
I don't know.
For real? Dumb and Dumber.
Oh,
When
is
he's
it?
like trying to pronounce the words from the newspapers, like annual.
I was talking about Dumb and Dumber yesterday. And
Got to get you ready for the ball.
Whenever someone says they're from New Jersey, that's the first thing I think is Dumb and Dumber.
Whenever
Yeah.
someone says annual, that's the first thing I think.
Isn't that
is
funny
Dumb
that
and
certain
Dumber.
words just stick with you? It's like
Yeah.
Classic.
New Jersey, and like nice accent.
No.
New Jersey?
Lovely.
No,
Austria.
Austria. Good day, mate.
Oh,
Did anybody, Maddie? You got a girl. I got a girl. Did they go see Taylor Swift at all while
No.
she was in the South?
No.
Oh my God.
Did Heather?
Yeah, she took Gray up.
Every dude I know that
Where?
has daughters did.
I mean, I started looking at StubHub prices for like the rest of the tour. Unobstructed view behind the stage, $1,200 a
Oh
ticket.
my God.
And then I just because we were with a couple of guys from Nashville, I was saying I think like she's won by a mile. Then I think Morgan Wallen is the second highest resale ticket.
There's no competition for a daddy's heart than like this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to shell out that money for your daughter.
But
She's going to be
daddies
the
don't go-
only one that didn't go to that show.
all the dads that I know never went. Obviously, the wives took them. But
Yeah, I heard it was
yeah, there
probably.
are people driving to Tampa, driving to Atlanta. She didn't come to Jacksonville, right?
Nah,
No.
we ain't big enough.
Mm-mm.
We're
I mean, we have a stadium, but it's not covered. You might need that.
With no contingency plan.
Dealing with the weather. But I guess they're playing in Nashville outside, so.
I think it's hard not to like Taylor Swift, like her music as well. It's very catchy.
I've done a deep dive just so
I
I
could
can
peel
you've-
off.
you've
I
caught
could
yourself
go. I
humming,
could
haven't
go
you?
toe to toe with you naming songs Taylor Swift.
You would
until-
crush me.
I know I would.
I'm just getting into it.
Yeah.
I like some of her older stuff.
Oh, you like to go like retro.
She's a
Yeah,
lot.
she was good back before she was
Right,
famous.
right.
She's a love. She's a lover. You can tell.
It's amazing how much money she's made off of like just talking
Breakups.
about relationships. I mean, just there's always going to be high school girls coming up that need to hear those songs. So
Oh yeah.
what a connector.
Yeah, she's got like a monopoly, it seems, on the market.
It really does feel that way.
And
So
then
what other female artists are out there that you're like,
She's
oh,
gonna
wow.
make $500 million on this, or
I've never
this
like
tour.
this Pink is
Probably
but
more.
I'd like to see her in concert. She does like the acrobatics and all that shit. She's very popular in Australia. I can't say it.
What? Say it.
Kid Rock played down there. So I'd had a few
That's
drinks.
not what you were gonna say.
Well, I'm not going to say it in the conversation, but I brought her up, and then he had some funny comments.
Oh, Kid Rock played at the member guest.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, he loves golf.
Bobby.
Oh hell yeah! I thought you were saying he like
Try and Google
had
a picture of his
concert.
plane. His
Okay,
picture
so
he's playing.
anyways,
His
you
picture
asked him about Pink.
Oh, she was in the conversation. He
Yeah.
just had some funny words to say.
Uh,
Nothing personal.
I love that you brought up Taylor Swift to Kid Rock. That's-
Very different spectrums at the moment.
Hey, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, there was no Bud Light being drank down
No.
in Baker's Bay.
boy, what a tough scene for them right now.
Yeah, I don't know. People forget about
Yeah,
it.
it'll be gone.
It was
in
a
like
fun
week.
little week to kind of make fun of it, and then
I don't
it
know.
it
Yeah, the
goes
net
away.
thing is, I swear that I think these people are pretty smart and calculated. Maybe it dips down, then it comes back. I don't know. Maybe not.
An opportunity
that's
to
a
buy.
conspiracy theorist in you.
Well, isn't like there's no such thing as bad press? Oh, this is pretty bad press, and I guess that's the wrong target market you want to piss off.
What,
not
trannies?
Well, no.
Bud Light
Not
drinkers.
pissing them off.
Oh.
Bud Light drinkers.
Yeah.
Not many of them are sympathetic to whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
12-year-olds
that was-
getting
that was tough
pills
luck.
to
Yeah.
change their stuff.
All right.
We'll see how it does.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, that was fun. First one here in the new office, and we're gonna get a couple guests lined up for the next few.
It's
so-
been a hectic couple weeks at the LFG headquarters.
yeah.
Switching all this crap around.
Moving sucks, and I think we called everybody that has a pickup truck to come help.
It
and
does suck.
But it's good.
yeah, it'll be dressed up.
No
next
pain,
time.
no gain. Or as once Camilo Villegas once said, and Matt Every said, no pain, no pain.
That's right. Hey, no pain, no pain.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
Cheers.